What's going on, everybody? It's David Palmer, Leo King, and this is my show, Uncut Astrology, where I take off the mask and go deep behind the veil and give you this week's astrological forecast for the week of August the 17th through the 23rd of 2016. And it is eclipse time, everybody, so I gotta say, fate train time, whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's right, we're coming into 3 sets of eclipses. We're gonna talk about that today. And we are also coming up to Hope in the Desert, which I'm doing right in the middle of these eclipses in the next 3 weeks, September 9th through the 11th. Pay-per-view option is available, 1 and 3 day tickets available, and only 4 more VIP tickets available and 6 more platinum tickets available. That's it. So only 10 more people can get that platinum or VIP experience. Make sure that you go and get that at leokingevents.com. Also, please watch the video I just did about the event, because it's much more than just a promotional video. And I know, trust me, when I see the video on my YouTube, it like, you know, this video will get tens of thousands of views. My horoscopes will get 10,000s of views. And then I put up a video about Hope in the Desert. It's like 1,000. It's like, please watch it. It's much more than just me selling the event. There's a lot more that I'm talking about in there. And there's some surprises in there that I think you'd like to see. Also, watch the leokingapp.com or Android or Apple, right, to get my daily horoscopes. Much more than that, you can also get your sun sign horoscope videos, get your daily text notifications on the phone. That's all at the #1 video astrology app in the world, and it's all because of you. Thank you so much, by the way. Get that at the leokingapp.com. So we are in a big lunar eclipse, even though I want to say big, but it's not that big in terms scientifically. It's because this is not a full lunar eclipse. That means the shadow of the Earth is not going to shadow the moon much, like literally the little corner. So I'm calling this a premature baby. Now there's an actual term for it, like prenumeral, whatever you want to call it. It's like a preborn baby. So we're having an eclipse. And we haven't had eclipses in Leo and Aquarius for some time, almost a decade, about 7 to 8 years, if I do the math in my head. Last time when South Node was in Leo, North Node was in Aquarius, and that's where the nodes are coming, you got to remember, is in Leo and Aquarius in the next 9 months. So just be prepared for that energy. Remember, Leo Aquarius is going to be kind of where the universe is going to be shifting here in the next year. And we're getting a little highlight of it this week. A lunar eclipse in Aquarius about connection, about people, more importantly, about whether or not we can connect to what our heart truly desires. And this week is all about really connecting to our heart. This is a powerful time because Uranus is trining the sun. It is making a connection with the lunar eclipse, which is already in the sign of Aquarius, which is what Uranus rules. So this is a really breakthrough time, really predictable energy, but because it's so positively aligned, I'll be honest, this is very revolutionary energy, like excitement energy. There's a lot that you can finally find ways to go through. Remember, this is Saturn in Sagittarius time, so this is time about opening doors, and Mars this week is heading towards Saturn. So go look up in the sky this week, because you'll see Mars actually starting to get closer to Saturn, and by the end of this week, Mars and Saturn conjunct, which means we are focused. This week is all about laser beam focus on the connections that your heart wants, laser beam focus on what your achievements want to be. Now with Neptune squaring it, you're going to have to really see where your subconscious patterns are and how they can distract you from your focus. So this is a week where, how do you stay focused through everything? There's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of connection, and there's a big yod happening with this lunar eclipse to Uranus, which then points to Mercury and Jupiter and Virgo. And so that's already a hard yod, because number one, you're dealing with the moon and Uranus, which don't like each other that much. And they're in a sextile, and they're in Aries in Aquarius, which is like this really intense kind of sparking, powerful energy. And then it's happening to a mutable sign over with Mercury and Jupiter, which are happening in Virgo, which is trying to figure out a lot of things. Already Mercury and Jupiter want to figure out the biggest problems, the biggest solutions, the biggest beliefs, the biggest understandings, the biggest questions, the biggest of all things. Then you do it in Virgo, it's already on critical things, it's already trying to problem solve. Then you add it with Aquarius, which has the answers to the problems, or the crazy analytical kind of like, right on the chalkboard or really things. So this is a time where it's like really weird things coming together, and having to figure them out, and having to stay focused and not get distracted. It's like there's so much coming at us. This lunar eclipse is, here's an excitement, here's what your heart wants, but here are many different ways that we're going to throw it at you. Here's many different ways that we're going to have you figure out how to make this all work. So this is not so easy, but it's not difficult. Mars on top of Saturn is laser beam focused to get what you want. Don't let this week be a week where when you finally get the electricity, when you finally get the connection to something, and you can really get what you want, make sure you're looking at your old patterns, make sure you're looking at the past, make sure you're not doing this out of the blind, make sure you're not doing things when you're drunk or on drugs or something like that. Like, really watch yourself this week at every juncture point when it comes to a big major decision, because you have the ability to figure it out, but you want to look at it a little bit deeper. You want to look at it a little bit more. You don't want to be just so surface and go, oh, I think I figured it out all right away. That Mercury-Jupiter conjunction is really having you to look at all the facts. Look at things in bigger energy in the smallest things. And with Uranus involved with all this stuff, it's like saying, sure, you might be able to see the heavens. We might be getting access to heaven. We might feel like we are at heaven. But there is a lot of puzzle pieces in heaven. God has us walk in the gates and goes, oh, welcome to heaven. It's great up here, isn't it? But look, I got all these things. Can you help me figure them out? It's like, that's what heaven is. Like, okay, all right. It's great up here, huh? You finally get all these great things, but there's little problems to figure out. Interesting enough as well, we are having a mutable T-square right after this lunar eclipse. And that's going to cause so much distraction. I'm going to be very honest with you. The lunar eclipse is happening Thursday morning, okay? And so, when we come into Friday, Saturday, especially Friday, there's a lot of energy all over the place. How do you make everything kind of work? And don't lose it, especially as Mars is conjuncting Saturn. It's wanting to really be stable. Mars is finishing its shadow period. We're getting out of shadow this week, people, with Mars. So this is a week where, to be honest with you, with a lunar eclipse, Mars coming out of shadow, big mutable square or T-square, Mercury-Jupiter conjunction, all this opposing Chiron, Sun entering Virgo this week. There's so much happening. I'm going to be real. By the end of this week, there is a road that has been paved. And it's going to have circumstances that are weird, foreign, unique to them. There are problems that need to be solved, but can be solved. Venus as well, making a nice trine to Pluto. Venus is in a good spot. It's not going to hit that Chiron energy yet. So really good, I think, as far as, figuring out things with relationships and projects and such. I think more of the problem solving is going to be in how do you overcome your past repetitive issues and make them not manifest themselves again with different situations. How do you learn to connect with your heart and make everybody happy and not just make yourself happy? Not so simple. How do you not get lost in the middle of focusing and staying directed on a path? By the end of this week, with Mars out of its shadow, we really, especially on top of Saturn, especially in the star Antaurus, we really are driven to go into the direction, to ambition, our biggest beliefs, and a big door opening. It could feel like aliens set it up, other side set it up. We're dealing with a heavy Uranus energy. We're dealing with a heavy yod pointing towards Mercury, Jupiter. That means it's pointing towards exciting new things that are opening, but it's also new lifestyles opening. And it's how to figure out how to be in the new life. A lot of the problem is how do you just live in this new life and be comfortable in it? Mercury and Jupiter are, especially Mercury in its home sign, Mercury's trying to teach Jupiter, now this is what Virgo's like, and Jupiter doesn't like it. Jupiter's so big and he's such a small sign of Virgo. He's like, oh man, I gotta pay attention to this little science experiment. Yes, you do. And this is a science experiment from the universe in many ways. And I think that this experiment is playing with your heart to open up more and to learn to connect with more of what you've wanted. And maybe there's a unsurety of how to comfort the comfort aspect. Because even though this is a lunar eclipse in Aquarius, it's not that comfortable. With Uranus involved, even though it's a nice thing, it's like, oh man, this is all exciting and great, but where's the security emotionally? The water is really weak this week. It's really weak. The earth and the fire are very hot. And when you get that earth and that fire going, it's like molten lava. And sure, it might be passionate, it might be exciting, but man, there is not a lot of emotional safety with this. And there's a little bit of air involved, so it kind of fuels that fire and molten air. The water is kind of weak. There's a lot of earth. So I think that there's a lot of stability. And I think that you're going to see that stability is what you can find your comfort in. And that stability, believe it or not, is in a changing world that you're finding comfort in. A new road that has begun. The train is on full speed now. The second Mars comes out of shadow by Monday, Tuesday. How ironic that this is when the sun is in now Virgo. We switch from Leo in our heart to a whole world changing by this Monday. Especially if you look at Monday, Tuesday, it's all Earth stuff. We got the moon in Taurus. We got all these planets in Virgo. We got Mercury, Jupiter, North Node, Venus. We got Pluto and Capricorn. It's like, whoa, the sun in Virgo. It's like a whole world has changed and a whole world is being developed by Monday and Tuesday. And Mars is at full speed ahead, ready to come right into Saturn, which shows me we're coming straight into serious decisions, serious life changes, and complete decisions that have to have blind faith behind it, go with our gut, trust the universe, or is it us being mentally, spiritually, psychotic, and insane? I think you're going to have to make that call yourself this week. You get the vision, you see the electricity, the universe brings you heaven. What are you going to do with it all? That's a big major question. What are you going to do with it all? And are you prepared to go full speed ahead? And this full speed ahead is coming with Saturn conjunct, which saying full speed ahead and focus without letting distractions, without letting your past, without letting your subconscious energies ruin it all. I hope to see you out in the desert. Make sure you watch that YouTube video that I did, Hope in the Desert. It's pretty awesome where I go deep into the whole entire thing. Make sure you check out the leokingApp.com to get my videos every day, which you can get, of course, on the app, Apple or Android. Thank you so much for all the support. I truly appreciate it. And of course, subscribe to me on Facebook, The Leo King or David Lawrence Palmer. Both of them are my Facebook. The verified one is my bigger one, but on the Leo King like page is where I do a lot of the live shows that I do right here in the live studio, which we do a lot of. So thanks so much for all the support. I truly appreciate it. And of course, if you share this video, I forgot to bring this up at the beginning, but if you share this video, you get an opportunity to win this. I pick one winner every week for somebody who shares my uncut video on my Facebook. It's simple. You go under you go on my Facebook post, you'll see the uncut video, you push share, and that's all you do. You share it to your timeline, and out of the 1,000 shares I usually get, I pick somebody for a free reading where I write it on the back, I call you, and I send this to you in the mail. Thanks so much for all the support. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you on the next Uncut.